We're back with a continuation of my workflow using PixInsight. This is part 7, and we're going to be looking at the dynamic background extraction tool. The processes that we've so far done in the prior steps, we combined the hydrogen alpha and the sulfur 2 and the O3 using the Hubble palette, which maps sulfur for red, hydrogen for green, and oxygen for blue. But we did a little variation of the green channel by only using 80% of the hydrogen alpha, and 20% of sulfur 2 was added, and we used a pixel math equation to do this. I got that idea from Adam Block with Adam Block Studios. The other thing that we have done, we ran linear fit before we did the combination on all three mono images, using the sulfur 2 as our baseline and adjusting the luminosity of the hydrogen alpha and the O3 to conform to sulfur 2, so all three had the same level of luminosity. This is optional, and I've done it both ways, and it's become something I do pretty much habitually, but I don't know that it makes that much of a difference, and Warren Keller says it's a waste of time. So he knows a whole lot more about it than me. I guess I'm still just anal about it, and I apply a linear fit with all my images for the most part, unless I forget, and tend to apply it with all my images. And then we did a crop, so we used the dynamic crop feature to do that. Alright, now we're going to apply a background extraction tool using DBE, and I have a process icon that I've saved, the settings of which I got from Sean Neilson. And Sean uses these settings, and I would, if you're interested in trying it, just take a screenshot and then bring up DBE and apply those settings to your screenshot. But the tolerance, the relaxation, shadows, and the smoothing factor, he made some changes to. And he creates these real large boxes with his thinking that don't worry about if there's stars in them, unless it's a giant star, a huge one, because there's more dark, there's more background than there are stars, and the process will do its thing, and it does. So I've been really pleased with this. One of the things that Sean does that I now do is that he runs DBE using division, and then he runs it again doing subtraction, and he may run it more than once doing division and subtraction. He does it until his background is satisfying to him. So now this is going to be a little more difficult for you to see just how effective using this is, because of all the nebulosity that's in the image that we really don't want to do much work on. So what I am going to do is I'm going to make a few tweaks. I'm going to move these more towards the edges. I'm going to delete that one altogether, move that to the edges, probably move that out here, delete that one, move that to the corner, and I'm deliberately looking for areas where there's fewer stars, but I'm not anal over the fact that there's stars in this. So I'm going to make those few tweaks. And then it's really important, once you've made those tweaks, that you I'm just going to delete these as they are positioned in areas of pretty rich nebulosity. And I want to save this setup because I'm going to use it again when I do subtraction. So I'm going to drag the triangle down to my desktop. Now I'm going to apply DBE to this image. And I'm going to close it. Yep. We'll stretch it and see how we look. Okay, I like it. Then we're going to open it back up again by double clicking on the process icon, and we're going to go to subtraction, and we're going to run it again. So we're going to address the vignetting, we're going to address the gradients across the field, and we're also going to address the vignetting that I know I have in the corners. So we're done. I'm going to close out background extraction. I'm going to leave this process icon, and I'm going to come move it here because should I want to use it again, I just double click and it comes back up and with the same settings that I had prior. So we don't need it, and that's it. We have ran the DBE. I'm going to change the name, and I'm going to add DBE, I can't spell, DG edges. I'm going to make a clone of this, and I'm going to save this step so that if I want to go back to just the crop before the DBE, I can, and if I want to go back just to the DBE, I can. So the part 8 of our series of workflow is going to be color calibration, and it'll be a little longer video. So we're going to look at 3 ways to do color calibration, and so let's call this a wrap, and I'll see you back for part A. Have a great rest of the day.